Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Dailies on the Daily Video on this channel. Me, your host, yours truly, Calvzone, or whatever you want to call me. I hope you're all having a fantastic Saturday. Today, we will be talking about my D&D, because that's all I got to talk about, that and abiotic factor, but I can save that for the yap session afterwards. Today, I want to talk to you about my D&D, about how one of my players said it was the best session that I've run in years, and how I feel like all that came down to is the fact that I put a pug that was British and wore a top hat and was a barkeep, which is crazy because that NPC had a single line of background, which was that he was a barkeep who got kidnapped when he went to piss in the alleyway and got kidnapped. And somehow that spiraled into it being their favorite NPC, who helped them fight things he should not have been fighting. He was fighting skeletal giants as a barkeep with a sap, which is just a stick, essentially. But his name was Bricky, and he was British. And I'm not going to do my British accent because y'all would probably hate me. And but they're my players, so they have to sit through it. Y'all, I will not torture y'all with that accent. Not because I don't like the accent, but because my version of it is not very good. But yes, Bricky the barkeep, somehow spiraled into having a wife of 15 years and like 53 kids, or maybe it was 70. I don't know. That character his lore has become way bigger than I thought it was. But yeah, I had puzzles, I had fights. Honestly, the fights were probably arguably the worst part about it. I had Arbiter from the Halo series show up as like a fake creature. That was fun. Like, it was crazy, guys. It was such a good time, and everybody was really digging it. Thankfully, I was able to get it to the finale where I'm sending them back to town. The first little adventure complete. We're heading back to town, and now I get to do some town RP in 4 weeks. Yes, 4 weeks. You heard me right, because we can't play next week because my little brother can't make it. I can't play the week after that because I have to go to another state, and then I can't play after that because one of our other players has their father coming. So we don't get to play D&D till the end of the month, baby. Which is crazy, but at least it was a good session. We got one good session in this month. That's what I'm talking about. Now I got 3 weeks to basically build a whole town out and kind of work on the lore of the world. Being that world, you know, I got rid of all the gods, and now I've put it that the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are like aliens that come from comets, and that there's old gods watching the planet. You know, I had a character speak to an old god. You know, definitely wasn't the character you'd expect. You'd be like, oh, it's probably the occult or the wizard. No, it was my 5 intelligence barbarian man who walked over while they were all inspecting vials of mysterious liquid and was like, ooh, sigils. It was like, doo-doo-doo-doo. And then he had an old god talk to him in his brains. I tried to have a Mass Effect moment where I like spammed imaged him and was trying to give him like trauma, and he rolled a natural 20 on the save, and so he looked at these horrific visions, and he just blankly stared and was like, oh, that's cool, but can you give me something cool? In that exact voice, basically. And so I had to have the old god go, oh wow, this guy is something, huh? And so I got that. That was pretty fun. And yeah, they missed a ton of loot. Like, they missed the big loot room. It was a crazy. I don't even know how that session took 3 hours. It felt like they didn't really like. It felt like the amount of the amount of ground they covered was definitely should have been like a lot shorter. But there was a lot of RP, and honestly, it was so good. It was such good RP. I love it. I love it when the party stays together and everybody's RPs together, bounces off one another. It's so good. It's such an enjoyable experience for me as a DM. But yeah, that was awesome. And then it ended with me being like, I have to go make sure my house looks, you know, somewhat decent for the people coming over. And then I was like, I hope y'all have a fantastic day. And they were like, oh my God, this was the best session we've had in years. Which was fantastic because I love compliments. I don't get enough. Nobody gets enough, really. Everybody needs a compliment every now and then. That's a fantastic morale boost right there. You just get like 1 to 2 of those a week, and God, I could move mountains. It's partially why I do D&Ds, because I like trying to fish for compliments, guys. You know, don't I look precious? You know, I think I'm gonna trim the beard. I think the beard's getting a bit too big. Also, for those that have facial hair, what do y'all do with this? I feel like it looks funky, right? It sticks out so wide. Like, this is fine, you know, this is just normal beard thing. But this is crazy. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I think I'm gonna end up trimming it because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I look like a feral man with this facial hair. Just need to trim it. And then I've been playing Abiotic Factor. I don't know where I am in regards to progression. But for those that played it, I just finished the Synchrotron. For those that know. I blew a big hole in my lab. And I'm exploring that. I'm probably gonna play that all night. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna stay up all night just playing on it. That, and I gotta move my bedroom, and I've gotta clean up that room because it has a whole couch and a whole table in there that I've gotta find a place for. It's probably gonna end up in this room somewhere again. But my setup is basically good. I need more for this area, but like, and I need to put my minis up there. But like the bookshelves are in. It looks all right. Don't worry much about there. I got the TV in. The TV's gonna be nice. I get to chill on my couch. You can see the arm of. I'm gonna be sitting there. That's gonna be good. Yeah, guys. I know it's been a slow week on the channel. I know I've been a little lax. I know I've been a little kind of doing a bunch of nutting, but you know, I think I needed a week to breathe after the dude. That this week was crazy at work, just crazy. And while mentally I was having a blast, like at work I was just in the dregs. But then I got home and I felt really good, but my body was dying. My body was crying. And I was like sitting in this chair, the black chair I have, this office chair that I've had for years. I've worn the cushion out on it, and so sitting on it for long periods of time is very uncomfortable. Sitting on a couch on the other hand, or laying down on my bed, completely different story. Those feel fantastic. So I've just not been like recording a bunch of games. I know I really want to do Expedition 33, but I don't know, Ledge. I have no idea. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got to talk about. Nice little pop in, pop out. Yeah, that's about it, everybody. I can't think of anything else to think about. I'm pretty pooped, so I'm gonna chill and play video games and drink water. Because dude, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I am fiending for some Dr. Pepper. Just absolutely fiending. I'm having to like straight jacket myself from going out, from ordering it, just from going anywhere that I could get Dr. Pepper. I'm sitting here fiending. I'm just chugging water. I'm losing my mind. I don't know. I've got a problem. I got a real big problem. Because Dr. Pepper, dude, that stuff is gas. That is some good stuff. That and Mountain Dew, jeez. Fantastic drinks, but are they terrible for you? Just the worst. Especially if you're like me and you basically just replace your water with like that whole 2 liter, and it's not good. It's not a good I don't know the word for it. I know the word for it, but it's not in my head. I don't know what's been going on with me. I know the word I want to say, but I can't visualize that word to say it today. I'm all over the place. But yeah. Also, I wish I had some barrel trauma videos to show y'all, but I didn't have it recording, and then I started recording after I got like absolutely obliterated, which is very unfortunate. Because there were some funny moments. There were some pretty good moments. That unfortunately I just didn't have. Why am I? Oh, I was just dying outside the ship because of course we died outside the ship. Because why wouldn't we die outside the ship, guys? You know. Was this the one I started the recording? Yeah, it's after I died. Yeah, man, it was just absolutely crazy. I had a mission. I'm sure I talked about it. Where I'm sitting there, I'm driving the ship. I've got it in park. I've got my people out doing mining stuff. Like all 3 of the actual players I'm playing with are 300 meters in the ocean mining some material in this cave system. And I'm sitting there chilling. We're transporting some clowns. And all of a sudden, the grandmother we have put on the guns of our ship. Why we got a grandmother that's like 91 years old working like black cannon underwater? I don't know, but she's great at it. She's fantastic at it. I hear her go, "Yeah, I can't work here. This is too hazardous." And I go, "Well, what's going on? I don't see anything on the radar." So I grab my revolver. I climb down the ladder. I'm searching. As I'm going down the ladder, "Grandma, runs through a hallway. Behind her, a clown with a flamer. I'm like, oh, okay, the clowns have turned on us. I'm like, all my friends here, by the way, because they're so far away, is the clowns, the clowns, they're evil. I need help. And then I climb down, and then another clown enters from the side door that the other two came through. And I'm like, oh god, he comes running at me with a knife. I blast him. I fan the hammer. I drop him. I reload my revolver. I go into the next room. The grandmother's fighting with the other clown. I have to whip out I whip out my combat knife. I shank a clown till he's unconscious and down, and I'm like, okay, the clown's dealt with. We're good, right? We're good. I've dealt with the problem. The problem's done. The grandmother goes back to the guns. And I'm like, oh, I need a breather. I'm bleeding out. Let me bandage my wounds. I'm bandaging my wounds. I'm going back to my captain's quarters, which is at the top of the ship, near the airlock. Very important. The grandmother goes, enemies detected. Opening fire. And I go, oh, that's not good. She's not been on the guns for a bit. So I get up there. I'm bandaged. I'm like, I turn the radar on. I get a ping of what's going on. The whole ship. There's like 10 monsters besetting my ship. It is me and a grandmother. And they are breaching the hull. And the second I realize, oh, we're in really bad shape. I'm radioing my friends, and they're like, we're on our way. We're coming. They're getting closer, but they're still too far. I turn. I see through the window of my door 5 of these monsters break the door between me and the ladder to go down to the bottom of the ship. So what do? I do the only reasonable thing in that situation. I pull out my revolver, and I accept that it's my time, and I try to trap them. It did not work. I opened the door, I walked out, I got 2 shots, and then 5 monsters grabbed me, drugged me to the ground, and then just tore me apart. The grandmother survived, by the way, if you cared about that. How she survived? I don't know. I guess she ran because I was dead, so I couldn't see. So I died. Eventually the crewmates get there, like literally like 20 seconds afterwards. They enter through the bottom airlock. They enter the ship. They see the grandmother fighting for her life. I'm like, oh god, okay. They help her, and they finally get to me, and all that's left is my mangled, exploded corpse from where the monsters had breached the hull. And after I had died, the pressure of the outside ocean, because we're like super deep in the ocean, had blown my body apart. So all that was left was just a horror scene of a man who tried saving the ship. And then they completed the mission. But yeah, that's my little story. That extended the video nice. I got a text. That's honestly a fantastic text. That sounds awesome. I don't think it's gonna happen though. But I just got a text that my cousin asking if she would, if I cared if she was my neighbor, and I gotta let y'all know, I would love it if I had neighbors that were people I could talk to. I am a crazy man in my house by the woods. I've got nobody that I talk to. That is, there are people that live around me, but I can't associate with people that I don't know. Social anxiety? Nay, I cannot talk to people. Don't stir crazy, guys. Let's go to a factory where I get worked to death, and then people stress me out like Dark Souls, and then I get home and I'm just alone. I'm alone in my house by the woods, and I'm eating Domino's because that's the only thing that delivers to my house because my driveway is too bad. Yeah, I'm a little crazy, but who isn't? I'm going crazy, guys. There's flies in my room, and I've got no food in here. I don't know what they're here for. I'm gonna go. This has been my mad ramblings. I hope you enjoyed. I would like to start streaming next week, but I cannot make any promises. It really just depends on how work is, because work really sets my vibe for the whole week. But I'll keep you in the loop if you care. Hey, consider subscribing, hang out with me. I post these videos daily. Sometimes they're short. Sometimes I got stuff to talk about. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic night. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Bye-bye.